September 11th will never be okay with me.
Hijacked, and there are indications that it may have been a Boeing 767 out of Boston. We're contacting American Airlines, no comment from them.
Actually, I was planning to meet Betty in Los Angeles that afternoon. So my phone rang very early in the morning, and it was my brother who called me, and he asked me if I was watching television, and I said no. And he said, "You need to turn the television on." My brother asked me if I knew where Betty was. And I said, yes. I said, she should be on her way to Los Angeles because I was going to meet her that afternoon to talk about our upcoming sister trip to Hawaii the following Thursday. And I could hear concern in my brother's voice when he told me that he heard that the flights that went into the World Trade Center originated from Boston. And at that moment, my heart sank. My brother calls me and he tells me that American Airlines finally confirmed that my sister was on the plane. And it was about 8 o'clock at night, and I was just shocked and crying and just looking up in the sky and just shouting, why? She's always been fascinated with travel. We grew up in San Francisco, Chinatown area, and as we grew up to become teenagers, many times we would travel to San Francisco Airport. We would sit there and just watch planes take off. And we were always talking about, where would you like to go? If we were on one of those planes, where would we be going?
Let's see. I think it's up here. She used to play in the playground. I don't know why. Mrs. Ong, and that's Cathie Ong, who is my schoolmate since kindergarten. It was a tough process trying to find a way to honor Betty. She at first was not recognized as a hero. After she was recognized finally by the media and US government, and so it became easy after that because there's the Chinese Recreation Center that she used to hang out. I used to hang out there. All the Chinatown kids used to go there. Finally, we got the San Francisco Recreation and Park to agree to rename that, and Mayor Ed Lee supported it, so we got it. But it took years to get her recognized. We need heroes for Chinatown, from Chinatown. And sometimes we don't get recognized. I thought there was a little bit of prejudice. That's why it took so long for us to get something named for her. This is the oldest alleyway in Chinatown, but also one of the oldest in San Francisco. Hey, my buddy.
Well, it's sad. I'm always reminded of her, and not just on that day, but every day. So everywhere I go, there's a lot of places, good memories of her growing up.
Us Chinatown kids, we fight extra hard for our community. I promised my mom was born in Chinatown in 1919. She worked for Chinatown her whole life. I said, I'm going to do the same thing. So I have worked my whole life for the community. When I think of not having heroes, not having role models publicized out there, it becomes so much more important. So Betty, and a national hero, not just a Chinatown hero.
I talk to him every day, Every night I stare up into the sky, always talking to Betty and to my dad. It's just that you've been through so much through your grief and your pain that I think it really becomes a part of who you are. It's ingrained in your fabric. And so, in that sense, you live with it every day and it feels like it becomes easier. But it's not to say that that day is okay with me.
I figure Betty's in heaven, an angel there for sure. I would say thank you for what you did. And not just for our country, but for all the Chinatown kids across the country. They have a hero, a beautiful hero.